She says if I wanted to feel sorry for myself, I'd have stayed with your father.
Oh, that is quite a drop. Let me help you down.
I've got this. Shit! You okay? That's 3.
What? Oh, please.
3 times I saved your life. The sinkhole, your foot. What? You'd be dead if my ma hadn't taught me to dress a wound. Fine. 2 times then. The sinkhole and just now. Ugh. Ugh.
Hey, let me see that.
Leave it. It's nothing. Hey, I'm fine.
Come on, roll up your sleeve and just admit we're friends already.
This is not an admission.
Let me see. It's getting worse.
Listen, it ain't broken or bleeding. It'll calm down. It always does. Let's go. The kid said the ward was this way.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, and yes, this is Remnant 2. And honestly, a couple things about this game. First and foremost, it is gonna be big. It's gonna be nice. Yes, the frames you see on the screen are real. Okay, if you know this channel and you followed me, you know that we don't do weird voodoo magic to show the best performance and then hide the settings. So, a couple things before we jump in here. Let's walk over the options that we're playing this game on. And we're gonna touch base on some other things. Number 1, we're going with the 4K native with the 4070 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM and an i5, right? Which technically is good enough. No vertical sync, frame rate is unlocked, we're not using any upscaling, no DLSS, no FSR. There is an option for DLSS frame generation, and we're going with the ultra quality preset. So here's the thing. A little bit about the game history. The first Remnant came out in 2019. The recommended GPU for that game was 970. To be fair, the first Remnant, or From the Ashes, runs perfectly fine in 4K on pretty much everything above 1060, to be fair. Well, give or take maybe some dips. Now for the Remnant 2, the recommended GPU is a 2060. Okay, so, you know, pretty reasonable request. And probably for pushing 4K, this is where the frame generation comes into play. Now, when you look at this game as it is now, I would say it probably will get a performance patch. The devs are very quick on jumping onto the issues. And I did play around with some settings here and there, so I'm not exactly surprised that we're getting 24 frames as of now. So here's the thing, let me show and tell, so to say. If you enable DLSS frame generation, you will gain about 15 to 20 frames, okay? At the same time, you will get locked on 60 frames. So, see? This. So, we are roughly at 40-ish frames. So, give or take, 15 to 20 frame improvement, okay? The game definitely feels much more snappier. It's not as laggy, but it's still not there yet. So here's the thing that I would say, for at least given current day and time of this video, don't use DLSS frame generation. Take the DLSS, put it straight up to performance. Boom, you're there. So the fact itself that without DLSS or frame generation we are pulling up to 11 gigs of video memory and 10 gigs of RAM, this game is taxing, but god damn it, it looks good. Now, with DLSS on, well, performance, we're getting very snappy.
That old fairy tale.
Well,
Yeah.
Gameplay, really.
This ward. Old white guy founds it. Food and fresh water, everyone gets along. That sounds like the fairy tale to me. It's probably just a couple of old timers holed up underground. I just hope they got a few supplies for trade. Otherwise, we won't last much longer out here.
I mean, this game is gonna be so big. If it's anything like the first Remnant, we're in very good hands.
Not sure.
I don't know what's in that Fulton's original blend, but I never seen nobody that happy before. Not in real life.
So, we get our usual Remnant stuff, cycling the weapons, exploration and stuff like this. And honestly, it does look better than the original Remnant. And I would say the biggest thing for me would be the co-op and the bosses. Now, granted, this is pretty much like, I wouldn't call it a looter shooter, but you will be progressing with gear, upgrades, skills, and the classes you will pick. But talking about the performance,
Locked. Great.
I would say if you have option for FSR or DLSS, use it. Now, granted, not many people will play this game in 4K on ultra settings, nevertheless, because as we all know, ultra settings are quite often overrated.
See if you can squeeze your ass through that hole up there.
Okay then. So yeah.
Over here.
I mean, this game just feels so good already.
Over here.
I mean, come on. Now, for everything else settings related, and this is, I guess, not exactly as important, but I would definitely say
Hey, over here.
the performance definitely is there with DLSS. Without DLSS, well, not really. Now, I know a lot of people will go like, oh, so why do you use performance? Use something like a quality. Okay. So, just for the sake of arguments.
Hey, over here.
Sub 60. So, as I said, I played around with these settings, and I do understand that CPU-wise, i5-96K might not be there yet. The recommended i5 is actually 10th gen rather than 9.
Hey, over here.
But I think this game is absolutely playable on anything below 4K as it stands right now. If you're with a full HD monitor, you're gonna be absolutely fine. So yeah, for me at least, I would rather say I'm always a big fan of DLSS. And the fact itself that frame generation is not exactly giving us the twice or triple the boost that they said for the 4000 cards. I would just say, you know, for the sake of argument, DLSS on performance modes, churning out 70 frames, even 60 with vertical sync on, or even with the frame rate limit, the game is snappy. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Look at this. It's just it just works. So I would definitely say, you know, if you have the option, unless you're rocking a 4090, you know, then I definitely will say, yeah, sure, go for it. But with my current rig, I can see myself playing this with a DLSS on Ultra. Wait until some of the patches are coming out and just go from there. But so far, visually, this game looks great. Co-op, gonna make it even better. And as some reviews from IGN already rolled in and said that this game is gonna be bigger and longer, not even 400 hours can scratch the surface.
Hey, unlock the damn door.
Oh, ain't she a loud one, eh? So I would say definitely worth it. Anyway, I don't want to spoil this game for you guys.
Unlock the damn door.
I don't want to spoil this game. So I'll leave you right here and right now. And quick advice, going into the menu or options like this,
Unlock the damn door!
as you can hear, does not pause the game. So if you're going AFK somewhere, find a good place to hide. Don't just go here and be like, oh, the game is paused, I can walk away.
Unlock the damn door!
It is not.
It's about time. What took you?
So there you have it. Hope you have a good one, guys. Over and out.